You woke up this morning not by accident, but on purpose. You're here today, not because you had perfect plans, but because you have a perfect protector. A lot of people have this idea that if God is protecting them, everything in life should be smooth. No problems, no pain, no setbacks. They think that the sign of God's protection is peaceful circumstances. But that's not how it works. Listen, real protection isn't proven in peace. It's proven in chaos. You don't find out who God is when everything is going great. You find out who God is when everything around you is falling apart and you're still standing. Let's be honest, storms are part of life. The winds are going to blow, the rain's going to come, you're going to feel pressure, you're going to face loss, you're going to walk through confusion, betrayal, heartbreak, disappointment. And sometimes you ask, God, where are you in this? But just because the storm is raging doesn't mean it's left you. In fact, his presence is most powerful in the middle of the mess. See, protection doesn't always mean he stops the storm from coming. Sometimes protection looks like him standing next to you in it, holding you up when you thought you would collapse. You didn't drown, you didn't break, you bent, but you didn't snap. Why? Because he was with you. It's easy to say you believe in God's protection when the skies are clear, but true faith says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Because he is with me. That's the key. Not the absence of trouble, but the presence of God in the trouble. And here's what's wild. Sometimes the storm is not even sent to destroy you. It's sent to develop you. The very thing you thought would take you out was the thing that revealed how strong you really are. The storm exposed your weakness, but it also awakened your faith. The storm shook your comfort, but it built your endurance. That's protection. That's God saying, I won't remove every challenge, but I'll never let it consume you. Think about this. There are people who went through less than you and didn't make it, but you did. There are folks who hit storms smaller than yours and lost their mind. But here you are, still showing up, still standing tall. You might be bruised, but you're not broken. You might be tired, but you're not finished. You might have questions, but you still have hope. That's not your strength, that's your covering. And if you ever doubt that, look at your track record. Look at all the things that should have taken you out. Look at all the nights you cried, all the days you thought it was over. But somehow you're still here. Somehow you got back up. Somehow doors open. Somehow peace came in the middle of panic. That's the storm being loud, but your protector being louder. Sometimes we pray for God to stop the storm, but what we really need is for him to anchor us in the middle of it. We want escape, but he gives endurance. We want relief, he gives strength. We want out, he wants growth, because when you come out of that storm, when you step out of the fire, you won't be the same. You'll be wiser, stronger, tougher, and you'll know without a doubt that God's protection didn't mean the storm didn't happen. It meant the storm didn't win. Let me know if you want this turned into a speech devotional or even set to a video script. This kind of truth hits different when it's spoken out loud. Have you ever been in a place where you just couldn't see the way forward? I'm talking about moments where the fog is thick, the road is blocked, and you feel stuck. You've prayed, you've tried, you've done everything you know how to do, but nothing is moving. And in that silence, in that confusion, it's easy to feel like God's not working, like he's gone quiet, like he forgot you. But that's not the truth. Just because you can't see the path doesn't mean it's not there. And just because you don't have the map doesn't mean God isn't already ahead of you, clearing the route. See, we serve a God who doesn't operate in panic. He's not scrambling for answers. He's not playing catch up. He's already in tomorrow. He's already making a way. That closed door you didn't understand, that delay that felt like the Nile, that redirection you weren't ready for, all of it was part of the preparation for the path he was clearing. Let me break it down. Sometimes the reason you don't see the next step is because you're looking with your eyes instead of your faith. You want the whole picture, the whole plan, the whole strategy. But God says, I'm not giving you the whole road. I'm giving you enough for today. Trust me with the rest. That's not always easy. We want details, we want clarity, but God is saying, I want obedience. I want you to keep walking even when the road ahead is blurry. Because here's the truth. If you saw everything ahead of time, you might run the other way. If you saw the valleys, the resistance, the setbacks, the fights, you might give up before you even get started. But God, in his mercy, reveals things one step at a time. He gives you just enough light for the next move. And while you're worried about the how, he's already worked out the when, the where, and the. You thought he was ignoring you, but he was working behind the scenes. You thought the silence meant stillness, but in the silence, he was shifting things. You thought nothing was happening, but he was moving mountains you couldn't see. There are people, conversations, opportunities, and open doors lining up for you right now that you don't even know about yet. There are blessings in motion that haven't reached you, not because you're not worthy, but because timing matters to God. He doesn't just prepare the path for you, He prepares you for the path. And when you look back, when you see how it all played out, how that thing that didn't work out led you to something better, how that pain shaped your purpose, how the detour got you further than the direct route ever could, you realize God knew what He was doing all along. You didn't need to see the way because He saw it. And that was enough. So maybe right now you're walking through uncertainty. Maybe you're in the waiting season. Maybe you're frustrated, trying to figure it all out, searching for answers. But listen, your responsibility is not to clear the path. Your responsibility is to keep stepping, even when it doesn't make sense, even when you don't know what's next. Because God, He's not guessing. He's not late. He's not winging it. He's God. And He's already gone before you. He's already seen the end from the beginning. He's already defeated what you haven't even faced yet. And when the time is right, when your heart is ready, when the pieces are in place, what looked impossible will be the very thing that proves. Let's talk real for a minute. How many times have you prayed for something, believed for something, hoped for something, and the answer was no? Not wait, not maybe later, but flat out no. The door didn't just stay shut. It slammed in your face. And in that moment, you questioned everything. You thought, God, I thought you were my protector. I thought you loved me. I thought you had good plans for me. So why would you let this happen? But here's the truth. Protection doesn't always come in the form of a yes. Sometimes the greatest act of protection is a no you didn't want but absolutely needed. You thought the job was the breakthrough. You thought the relationship was the one. You thought that opportunity was the open door to your future. But what if that thing you were chasing was going to derail your purpose? What if what you were asking for was too small for what God had planned? What if that person you wanted was never meant to walk with you in the season you're stepping into? See, we expect God's protection to always come with comfort. We want the shield, the bubble, the easy path. But real protection is bold. It's tough. It's disruptive. It doesn't always make sense in the moment, but it makes miracles in hindsight. Because let's be honest, some of us would have settled if the door had stayed open. We would have stayed in the wrong environment. We would have attached ourselves to the wrong people. We would have wasted years on something that looked good but wasn't God. God's no is not rejection, it's redirection. It's Him saying, that's not the door I built for you. That's not the road that leads to the calling I placed on your life. And listen, you can force it open if you want to. You can beg, plead, kick, and push. But when God shuts it, it's for your protection. He's not punishing you, preserving your peace, preserving your destiny. But here's the hard part. We're not always supposed to understand it in real time. That door closes and everything in you wants to question Him. You want to replay what you could have done different. You want to take it personally. But that's not the move. You got to shift your mindset and say, if God didn't allow it, then I don't need it. Let that sink in. You've been praying for protection, but then you're mad when God blocks something. You've been asking for peace, but you get frustrated when He removes someone who brought you pain. You've been seeking growth, but you don't realize that closed doors are sometimes the exact thing that pushes you to the next level. It's hard in the moment. It hurts. Rejection stings. Confusion sets in, but you're not losing. You're being led. You're not being denied. You're being defended. That closed door didn't stop your purpose. It saved it. And the wild thing is sometimes God shuts doors so silently, you don't even realize what He just saved you from. You don't know the conversations that didn't happen, the deals that didn't go through, the accidents that didn't unfold. You don't even know what He protected you from because you never saw it. That's how good He is. So instead of trying to force it, instead of living in regret, instead of asking, why not me? Maybe it's time to start saying, God, thank you for every door you closed that I didn't understand. Because if it didn't open, if it didn't last, if it didn't work, maybe it wasn't supposed to.